Hello, my dear viewer. You're watching From Excitement to First View and Sea Trial. My name is Dieter Schürer. I'm Swiss, and since my retirement, I live in Norway, at the shores of the North Sea. This is the first episode of my series Adventures with my Trawler Yacht Whitehorse, a Grand Banks 36, with videos of the journeys with this beautiful old lady, and I hope you will enjoy being part of this adventure. Please use the comments to ask me questions or make any suggestions or any other remarks. Thank you. Here a short overview of what you can expect. First, I want to show how I chose this trawler yacht as my future boat. Then, your part when I have a first view of the boat and we set the boat into the sea to have a first real trial. I would like to start where I myself started. It's the choice of my boat. My adventure with what finally got to be my Grand Banks Whitehorse began 2021, when I had retired and wished to travel the Norwegian fjords and coastline by boat. I already had bought a 7.3 meter long day cruiser about 6 years earlier. But now it should be a bigger one that would allow us to sleep and live on and to travel safely along the sometimes demanding Norwegian North Sea. When I tried to define what type of boat I should look for, I soon discovered that I didn't want to buy a modern, fast boat. Speed was not my aim, rather a leisurely cruising. I fell in love with the trawler type of boat, one that could stand some waves, one that offered good space to live on, and last but not least, one that allowed to enjoy the beauties of the fjords. Trawlers, as fishing boats, have proved their seaworthiness here in Norway thousands of times, so that gave me the necessary calm of thought that I was on a safe side. A Grand Banks would be a dream, but these known and respected boats had their price. So my first option was a bit less expensive Krålvik trawler that was on sale in Norway. I drove to the seller to have a personal view and a sea trial. It showed that the boat interior was not in a good shape, apart from the two overly dimensioned engines that needed a lot of diesel. I also had to opt out of a second such trawler in Norway because of problems with its engines, and a Dutch steel boat that was available, but where I was not sure about the safety in higher waves. So my search went abroad. I soon discovered that the possible region was limited to the European Union because of the many customs regulations and the need of an official registration process for any boat entering the EU or Norway. The UK, having just left the EU, was therefore out of bounds, as well as the USA. Both countries would have had a good choice of price-worthy trawlers. Did you like my video so far? Then I would be grateful for you subscribing free of charge to my YouTube channel to help me finance my work. Thank you. Good offers were open in the Mediterranean Sea, but the cost and effort to get a boat from there to Norway were prohibitively high. So Western France was a viable region to see for a good boat. This was interesting, as the prices in this region were lower than in the south. Finally, I focused in on the Grand Banks 36 Classic that was offered in Port-La-Forêt in the French Bretagne. After some email and phone conversations and having agreed on an acceptable price span, we, that is my partner and I, made a trip to France. For the same date, I had also arranged a neutral marine expert to examine the boat. We took a plane from Norway to Paris. From Paris to Quimper, it was the first time for us using the French TGV, a very fast train. Arriving at the train station in the Bretagne, we were greeted by the very friendly French sales agent who drove us to a hotel in La-Forêt. The next day, we went to the marina. We met the agent and the marine expert. The boat was on shore. While the expert went through mainly safety-related checks, I looked for other, smaller problems. As you see on some of my photos, there were issues with teak, with moisture, a rusty anchor winch gear, and with cables. These were taken into account when fixing the sales price. After about 6 hours of examining the boat, the expert gave a positive oral report. The boat was safe to operate. Some small problems had to be fixed ahead, like cables that were loose, the anchor winch, and some through-hole valves that needed attention. The seller agreed to fix these. The result meant that the sea trial was feasible and could be done. The next task was to bring the boat to the marina. This was organized by the harbor master using a large driving crane. The Grand Banks 36 weighs circa 12 tons, so it needed quite a big crane, and it was occupying the whole road when driving from the boatyard to the marina, a way of about 600 meters. Arriving at the marina, the boat was slowly lowered into the sea, followed by me and my partner and other people. All went well, and the first trip was just about 100 meters to get some diesel. Finally, we left the safety of the marina and plowed out to the bay of Port-La-Forêt. We had a light rain and some wind, so I could get a good feeling of how the boat would behave in choppy seas. Part of the trip, I was at the helm and could test how the boat behaved when turning into the waves, speeding up or slowing down. All in all, I got a good feeling and I liked what I felt and saw. We returned to the marina and I decided that this boat would fit my expectations. But I also had to be aware that there were several issues that I had to solve in the months ahead to make this beauty as nice as it used to be. But first, we used the time to return to Paris and enjoy some days in this lively and interesting city. In the next episode, we will return to Port-La-Forêt to finally buy and take over this fine Grand Banks as my own boat and have a test run to the Glenor Islands. I would be glad if you are with us, even only virtually. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also press on the ringing bell and you will be informed when new videos are published. You can also write me comments or any questions which I gladly will answer.